So guys, it's a shame that the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is locked up today is because of, they say that the self-defense that he initiated was a terrorist what activity. So now the chief of defense staff Musa has now asked communities to what deploy towards self-defense. He has told the Benue people and Plateau State, to end the killings in Benue and in Plateau. Now many Nigerians are asking the same thing that they are punishing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for is the same thing that they are not inciting to the public to start doing. This is actually terrible. So when the chief of defense staff General Christopher Musa calls on Nigerians to restore to self-defense, is it different from when Nnamdi Kanu said the same thing, or are we witnessing a legal double standard that could change the entire course of Nnamdi Kanu's trial before Justice James Omotosho? Today we are not the judge, we are not the jury. We are going to lay down the fact, the statement and the law, then you guys will not decide. Now at the Federal High Court, the government has accused Nnamdi Kanu of inciting violence in the southeast by calling word for self-defense. They tied this broadcast directly to terrorism charges, but now the chief of defense staff himself, General Christopher Musa, has gone on record urging communities in Benue State to defend themselves against terrorist attack. This has raised one of the most heated legal debates in so many recent times. As you can see on your screen, General Christopher Musa said the Nigerian military is pushing forward the training of credible youth across Benue State as vigilantes working under the supervision of the army to defend local communities against terrorist attack. He called this community self-protection modeled after the Borno State vigilante program that fought with Boko Haram. That is not all. Musa warned that this vigilante must put every criminal element in check within their domains because he will not tolerate any act of sabotage while working to ensure the protection of Benue communities. Now, there was this sabotage allegations that Christopher Musa said. Now, in a second revolution, General Musa alleged that they are saboteurs within the Nigerian military itself. He claimed that elements within the army were implemented in the Yawata massacre in Benue State that claimed over 200 lives. This is not a rumor. This is the chief of defense staff himself admitting internal compromise. So now his call for self-defense is not just against terrorists, but also a safeguard against internal sabotage. That's why the vigilante model is being pushed aggressively to give communities a fighting chance to protect themselves. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Now let's compare this to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's own words in the broadcast. Kanu told the Southeast to rise and defend themselves against what he called existential threats. He said, if they come to kill you, do not sit down and wait to die. Defend yourselves. He did not call for attacks, he called for defense. But the federal government took these statements, labeled it as incitement, and built a terrorism charge around it. So here is the legal question. If the chief of defense staff can tell Benue communities to defend themselves under a vigilante program, can the government still argue that Kanu's call for self-defense is terrorism? Is there a difference between a people rising to protect their lives under state supervision and a people rising to protect their lives without it? Remember in section 33 of the Nigerian Constitution, it says it allows self-defense to protect life. It does not specify whether you must wait for state permission to save yourself when attacked. This is the exact clause Kanu's lawyers will bring up before Justice James Omotosho. This is not happening in isolation. Across Nigeria, tension is high because of the activities of armed headers and criminal gangs. Now, you guys remember the Benue killings, the Yawata massacre, and the ongoing attacks. It has forced the military to push this vigilante model. In the southeast, similar fears have existed for years, and Kanu self-defense call came during this moment of heightened insecurity. So during that time, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out to say that everybody should defend themselves. If they have anything, they should use an attack. It was that moment when insecurity was so much in the southeast. That's when he called for he called for those moments. Now, so is this a double standard, or is there a legal difference between Musa's call and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast? One is state controlled, one is independent, but both are essentially telling communities, do not wait to die, protect yourself. The court of public opinion will decide, and soon the federal courts will also have to answer that question. Now, I am not the judge here, and I'm not the jury. My job is to put the facts on the table. The chief of defense staff says Nigeria must defend themselves. Nnamdi Kanu said the southeast must defend themselves. One is a national security strategy. The other is being tried as terrorism. What do you think? Are they the same or are they different? So I want you to drop your thoughts in the comment section. So guys, it's something we normally do here as a normal ritual. Please, we always use this platform to agitate for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, also to tell the federal government that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent of everything they accused him of. So please, I want you to type in the comment section, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also justice delayed is not actually justice denied. So guys, let's move on to what I really say. We'll be taking a look at some of the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told the people to do, and we'll be comparing it with what the chief of defense staff Musa said. So guys, stay with me. So guys, this was a response to a caller from Aba. In an audio clip admitted as evidence, a caller from Aba said they are coming to kill us with impunity, they are killing us right now. Now this was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu responded and said, anything you have as a weapon, use it and kill them, attack them. This evil must stop. That was now where the statement was cut off in the report. Now this was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told her. He said, anything you have as weapon, since these people are attacking you guys, these people are killing you guys, why don't you just try and defend yourself? Use anything you have, anything weapon. He said anything weapon. He didn't say use gun. He didn't say no. He said anything weapon. So definitely he was saying anything you have at the moment, try to use it and defend yourself. So he said anything you have as a weapon, use it and kill them, attack them. And said all this evil must stop. Now the same thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said is also what the chief of defense staff is telling the Benue and the Plateau people, that they should restore towards self-defense, that they should be able to start defending themselves in case of any attack. So I don't see any big difference between what these people say. So why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being the one punished? Now he's the historical president of self-defense in Nigeria. Let's mention how during the Boko Haram crisis in Borno State, the Civilian Joint Task Force, that's SGTF, was formed by locals to defend themselves before the military officially recognized them. Tie this to how Musa's Benue vigilante model is a repeat of history, showing that self-defense has always been a tool in crisis. Now, international perspective, in international law, communities under threat are allowed to form self-defense group when the state cannot guarantee their safety. Compared to other countries, Iraq's anti-ISIS local defense forces, Colombia's community and guards. This creates a legal angle. Was Kalu's call in line with international norms? Diva deeper into Musa's claim of sabotage inside the military. What does it mean for national security? If the army is compromised, does that make community self-defense more necessary? How does this revelation weaken the government case against Kanu? Now let's talk about let's take a look at the constitution. In section 33, and that's right to life, and section 14 chapter 2b, security and welfare as primary responsibility of government. If the government fails to secure the citizens, do they automatically have the right to protect themselves without waiting for military approval? Use this to frame a legal question for the other. Like, do you guys really think, let's ask ourselves this question, do you guys really think if the government fails to secure citizens, do they automatically have the right to protect themselves without waiting for military approval? Now, so Nigerians are already asking, if Musa can call for self-defense, why is Kanu in prison for the same thing? Because they don't see any difference between what Musa said and what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. So they feel that the other person is suffering in DSS custody, why the same person that said what he said is outside freedom, I know, moving freely without being in DSS custody. Is this not partiality? Is it because he's an Igbo man? Now others are arguing that Musa's call is supervised while Kanu was rebellion. There is nothing like that. For the fact that the governments are saying that everybody should restore to self-defense, but that was the same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also saying. Now, you guys remember the killings that happened in Benue, that's over 200 people who were killed in Yawata massacre, right? Many Southeast families also lost loved ones during attacks and crackdowns. Both sides are driven by fear of annihilation, which is why self-defense becomes a key issue. Self-defense became a key issue because we found out that the government wasn't saying anything about the killings. They weren't even doing anything. In fact, they were just so how will I call it, nonchalant. Yeah, they were so nonchalant in whatever was going on. So the best thing to do at that particular time was actually self-defense. Now you guys know, let us talk about this is a bigger question to everybody here. Is Nigeria ready to have an honest conversation about self-defense and state failure? Because if Benue needs vigilante and the Southeast needs protection, then maybe the issue is not the call for self-defense, but why people feel unprotected in the first place. That is just it. So this is a bigger question here. We need to tell the federal government, they need to start doing something about this insecurity in the land. And the fact that they said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called for self-defense, I don't see any wrong thing there. It's just like him. It's just like his people are saying, these people are doing a strong thing. his people called him and told him, oh, these people are killing us, what are we going to do? And he told them that, okay, you need to defend yourself. Anything you have as a weapon, use to attack them. Since they are the ones attacking you guys, also try to attack them back. And that became what? A criminal offense. And I don't see any crime in what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Now, this is the question I have to ask. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's self-defense a crime, but Musa's own is a policy? Does it depend on who says it or in the context of what insecurity? You know, this is creating a tension, and people are asking this question. People are just asking what this question. Now, if people are dying in both regions, why is one treated as terrorism and the other as what community defense? If the people are really dying in both regions, people are dying in Benue and also in Southeast. In Benue State, we have armed headers and mass killings, while in Southeast, there is political agitation, attacks on security agents, and what's insecurity. So if people are really dying in these both regions, why is one treated as terrorism and the other one as what community defense? This is a question many people are asking. So please, I want you guys to also drop your comments below. Please try dropping your comments below so we actually talk more on why they are doing this, you know, to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just like I will always tell you guys, this is a platform where we agitate for the release and the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is just to tell the federal government that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. So please, I want you guys to type in the comment section, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also justice delayed is not justice denied. And also, please, if you know you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, you know, to be getting all latest updates, you know, about anything concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you guys really enjoy what we are doing here, please subscribe. It won't take you anything to just, you know, click the subscribe button. So guys, let's really go on. Now, these are so many questions that people are asking. Musa's vigilantes are under military supervision. Kanu's score had no official structure or state approval. Now, does military supervision make self-defense lawful, while independent scores make it legal? That is the question I'm you know, asking. So I want it to actually be a iterative question. So please drop your comments below. So another question, you know, I'm going to be asking is, if elements inside the Nigerian military were involved in the Yawata massacre, does that mean communities cannot what blindly will trust all soldiers? Would this justify local groups taking charge of what their own defense? Now their own defense. Now many may argue that Musa's statement gives Kanu defense team a strong constitutional argument. Some may say Musa's plan is legal because it's state sanctioned, while Kanu's own is not. Now, international law allows people to defend themselves against genocide or mass killings if the state fails to protect them, which is quoted in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 3, on the right to life and security of person. Now, if the Southeast believe that they were facing systematic attack, does that place Kanu's call in the same international context as Musa? Anyway, guys, please, I want you to drop your comment below. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share, turn on the notification button to be getting all the latest news in this channel. So, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again in my next video.